Good morning, everybody. This is Crypto Valley. I want to introduce to you a concept. It's not a concept. It's a platform. I want to introduce to you a platform that I think is going to revolutionize cryptocurrency and its ability to generate passive income for you. That's 24 hours a day. Period. Um, it's called Bitconnect, and what it is again, it's a cryptocurrency. It has its own coin. It has its own blockchain. It is mineable. It is also stakeable. So they have a plan to upscale from here to kingdom come. Um, it's a self-regulated financial system. It is also an open source platform. Um, it has its own community, and it's got different ways, again, multiple investment opportunities. It's got different ways to make money. You can trade it, you can stake it, you can invest in it in the Bitconnect platform, and I'll show you how in a bit. And you can also mine it, like I said before. Um, I was skeptical for a long time about cryptocurrency. I've known about it for quite a while. Uh, but because of my skepticism, I missed out on an opportunity to invest in Bitcoin when it first came out, and it was cheap, and it soared all the way up to recently. This year it soared all the way up to about $5,000 a coin, and then since it's a volatile cryptocurrency, it went down, dropped down to 30 some odd hundred and change, and then now it's making its way back up, and currently it's valued at $4,300 and some change. Um, because of that, I started taking a deeper look at opportunities, and what I stumbled across, and actually it was just happen chance. I was laying down on on the couch and playing with my tablet on YouTube, and I happened to come across a video that educated me a bit about BitConnect and what it can do. So I want to share this with you. I myself invested in BitConnect, and I want to show you what $100, just $100, can do for you if you invest today or tomorrow or the next day. But as long as you get started, if you get started, what it can do for you in the future and how it does it. Okay. Um, the steps are real simple. You have to set up a BitConnect, you know, uh, page for yourself. Register with BitConnect. You have to deposit Bitcoin because it works closely hand in hand with Bitcoin. It's not like some of the currency exchanges where you can, use your debit card and purchase cryptocurrency with your debit card, straight from fiat currency. And so what you're going to have to do is sign up with Coinbase or Bittrex or GDAX, and buy some Bitcoin. Once you have all that set up and you have your wallets and all that set up, my personal recommendation would be to have a hardware wallet or a secure means of storing your cryptocurrency. Now I have on my computers, I have a hardware wallet. Not I have the Bitcoin core wallet, and I have it backed up, and I have it backed up again, and I have it stored in a secure place so that I never lose access to my wallet. But all that aside, once you have your Bitcoin, you transfer that over to your BitConnect page, and that's where you'll have the opportunity to lend your $100 or your $1,000 or $10,000 or whatever it is you're willing to invest in the platform. You're going to lend that to BitConnect's trading bot. Now, your capital investment, which is your $100 or your $1,000 or your $5,000, whatever the case may be, is going to be tied up for a specified amount of time, depending on which tier you fall under. Now, I only sacrificed $100, to jump into the program because I saw what $100 could do over time. This isn't a get rich quick scheme. Yes, there are referrals, but you can do this with absolutely zero referrals. Some people don't like to go out there and look for referrals. I just want to educate people on what the platform is, what I'm going through, what I'm experiencing, and basically I'm going to teach you how to do it too if you so choose to do it. So the first tier is going to be your $100 to $1,000 investment. That ties up your investment for 299 days. That means your initial investment, $100 or $500 or $600, whatever the case is. For 299 days, you can't touch that money. You can't get it back. You can't do anything with it. But that's the money that you're loaning to the trade bot to use to trade. Okay? On the average, you should be getting about up to upwards of 1% a day. I've seen it go up to 1.97% a day. There are days, because this is trading on the volatility of cryptocurrency versus the US dollar and other currencies. There are days where I've got 2 cents, and there's days where I've got 49 cents and 27 cents, and there's other days where I get $1.97. And I'm only saying these figures because, again, my initial investment was only $100. Those figures change if you invest more. But what the way this works is, if let's just say, like me, I started off with $100, and on the average, 0.9% is a safe bet. Uh, what it's going to do is it's going to pay you out. Once it pays you out, it's going to go into your lending wallet, and that's a US dollar wallet, and that's also on the platform. And that lending wallet starts to accrue that interest. Now, as it starts to accrue from one day to the next, 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 you hit a balance of $10 and some change. Now, the way this platform works versus what I've seen other platforms do is there's a $10 minimum that you can use to reinvest into the platform. It doesn't do $1.25. It doesn't do $5.99. You have to wait until you have a minimum of $10 before you can reinvest into the platform. So that's where this figure comes along into play. It's around anywhere between day 10, depending on how good it's doing, but between day 10, day 14 or so, you should have that $10. Once you have that $10, you'll go and it'll show up here in your lending wallet. Once it shows up there in the lending wallet, you click on reinvest. It's pretty simple. Once you do that, all you do is transfer all. But of course, it's not going to let me do it because I don't have sufficient funds to reinvest in. And then once you've selected the amount, all you do is click on reinvest and confirm it, and then it's done. What ends up happening is that you'll be getting more interest per day because your principal balance went up. So instead of earning about 1% or 0.9, because it's just 0.9 is a little more conservative, more realistic, you'll start to accrue more interest as that balance starts to go up. So you'll be earning 1% or approximately 1% on $110 for a short bit. Once that starts to add up and you hit another $10, you throw that in, then you're earning interest on 120. And then that starts to add up, and it starts to add up, and it starts to add up. And if you can pay attention, if you can watch closely, that $10 period between your reinvestments, that starts to get closer and closer and closer and closer together. Here, let's go to 90 days. Let's say 90 days after your first $100 investment. In around 90 days, you would have almost double your money. You should have about $180 in your total investment on Bitconnect. The Again, the biggest thing is keep reinvesting. Is just keep watching. It does $10 periods get closer and closer and closer and closer together. Once you get to a certain point, you'll be investing about $10 a day. So you'll have to log in. There's no auto reinvest on this platform. It's a manual reinvest. You're going to have to log in. And once you've logged in, go in there, select your amount, reinvest it. Now, any additional amount carries over to it stays there in your lending wallet and it starts to accrue. So if I had, $13 and I invested 10, like right here, $13.39. If I invested 10, that $3.39 stays there and it's part of your next accrual. So you get, basically you'll need $7.94 or, well, whatever left. That leaves you with 12. I mean, you see what I'm saying? You start to accrue that interest and you get to another 10. Now, eventually you get to the point around towards the end of a year. Here, and I forgot to mention, here at day 299, you'll get your capital reinvestment back. So if it was $100, $200, $500, $900, or even $1,000 even, you'll get that capital reinvestment back. Now, that's key because once you invest $1,010, that changes some things. $1,010 puts you in a different tier with different rules. There's a bonus if you invest $1,010, and that bonus it gives you a 0.1% daily interest on top of the daily interest you're already paying out. So not only that, instead of having to wait 299 days to get your capital investment back, now you only have to wait 239 days to get your capital investment back. Now you can pull out and say, it's not for me or whatever, or you can turn around and throw that capital investment back in as another loan, which again makes your capital investment bigger, and the bigger amount gets a bigger interest rate. So I'll show you how it starts to go along and starts progressing through the different tiers, and that's just off of $100. If you wanted to do $5,010 on your own, that's fine. You can do that and cut out a whole bunch of time. But I didn't have it that way. So I ended up just doing the $100. Let me go ahead and show you this just to show it to you. Between $5,010 to $10,000 even, you'll get an extra bonus of 0.2% versus the 0.1% over the other tier, and you'll get your capital investment back after 179 days. So that's key for a lot of people. It's a shorter time frame. Some people don't want to, they want to minimize their risk, and so therefore 179 days makes a lot of sense to them. That's fine. Everybody's different. The next tier is $10,010 to $100,000. There's a cap. That's the max that you can invest is in a particular loan is $100,000 in a loan. So you can have multiple $100,000 loans if you so choose to. But once you get to that tier between $10,000 and $10 and $100,000, you'll get the bonus, the added bonus of 0.25% daily on top of the interest that's paid daily. And the best part is you'll get your capital back after 120 days. Now that's a quick turnaround to get your capital investment back. In that time frame, you'll have accrued a bunch of interest, and that's what we want to do. There is a referral program. I touched on it briefly earlier. If I'm not mistaken, they're going to be clearing out some of these levels if they haven't done so already. My battery's running low. That's not good. Hold on. Wow, that was that. That was fun. Anyhow, they're going to be, well, anyways, it was rumor. I don't know if it's rumor or I got to do some more research, but I think they're going to be cutting out some of the, I think the bottom three levels. But Again, there are people out there that they don't like having to do or wanting to do referrals. They don't like looking for them. They don't like talking to people about it. That's fine. You don't need to do that with this program. Uh, it's structured in a way where you can do it with absolutely zero referrals. Right now, I've only got one, but they haven't invested, so in essence, I'm doing this on my own anyhow. Uh, it's it's awesome. I think it's awesome. You don't need to do referrals. Now, the money you're going to make on the referrals, I mean, sure, it can add up and stuff as you start to get up into the hundreds of referrals or even the thousands of referrals. It starts to add up and it'll help. But again, it's completely unnecessary. It's the beauty of the platform and the way it's structured that I really enjoyed versus what I've seen on some of the other platforms, and I've actually seen a couple of them already skip bail and jump on people and take everything with them. Now, there's other things about Bitconnect that I'm excited about. I'm ecstatic about it. For one, on their roadmap, oh man, I really need to look up the roadmap so I could show it to you. On their roadmap, they're showing that this month is going to be spectacular. I'm hoping it comes out because A, this is my birth month. B, because it's going to mean big things for the platform and what it can do for you and how utilitous it can be for you on a day-to-day basis. For October, there's an annual ceremony. Okay, that's one thing. But what I'm excited about is the launch of what they're calling a smart card. Now, I don't know if that's what it's going to be called, but if it's what I think it is, it's going to be a lot kind of like the Shift card or BitPay. And if they do that, it's going to further solidify the platform. It's going to make it so that the platform, so that when you make money, you have immediate access to the funds that you make. Now, the only other way around this is so that you transfer your lending wallet over into Bitconnect coin, sell your Bitconnect coin and make Bitcoin, and then transfer your Bitcoin and sell your Bitcoin to make money. Or you see what I'm getting at? Now, if they do that, and I'm hoping it's going to be tied to the lending wallet, I assume that it is, but I can only speculate for now. Nothing much more has been said about it, but it's exciting news for me. And I think it's more exciting for me because if they do this, along with everything else that they've already done, it's here to stay. It's here to stay. They have their own currency. It's got their own blockchain. It's mineable. They're here to stay. So, much like Bitcoin, it's here to stay. And again, man, I wish I could just tell you, but I'm waiting for it. It'd be funny if it came out on my birthday, but we'll see. I'm still waiting for this news to come out. But again, back to the chart. At the end of 1 year, 365 days from now, from the day that you invest $100, by the end of that year, and you're doing all your reinvestments, you'll have turned that $100 into approximately $1,500. Now, let's say you wanted to just say, you know what, I'm going to leave that the way it is, and all credit due for this chart. A member named Airstriker made this chart. I'm not going to take anything away from him, so by all means, if you want to click and support Airstriker, go ahead. If not, you just use me as a referral. That'd be great. I'd appreciate it. But at the end of the year, 365 days, you should have about $1,500 in there. If you decided to take all $1,500, just leave that there and just live off of the interest that you generated from that point onward, you'll be making about $4,993 a year in passive income. Now, that's not my plan. My plan is to let it just sit there and keep building and keep building and keep building because I want to get my hands on a bunch of Bitcoin. So at the end of year 2, as you just pay attention to this chart. Eventually, you'll get to $20 days, where your reinvestments are $20, and it's on a daily basis, as you can tell. And then eventually it gets to $30, and then those $30 periods start to get closer and closer and closer. So you're starting to see now how this is starting to work. Now it's going from 30 to 40. At the end of your second year, this is with zero referrals. At the end of your second year, you should have approximately $25,000 in your investments for Bitconnect. If you wanted to stop there and say, you know what, I am going to just leave that there to continue generating passive income for me, and I'm just going to live off of the interest off of that $25,000 that's in there, you'll be making approximately $250 a day. And if you decided to do that and just never reinvest again, you would be paying yourself basically about $91,000, $92,000 a year. Now again, that's taking all of the interest out every day and living off of that. That's fine. Now, I don't want to do that either. I really don't. So I'm going to put up in here, and let's take a look at year 3. This is the 3-year plan for me, and then some, because it'll be very livable. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this to the end of year 2, which is 25,750, and you'll start to see where I'm getting with this. Now, the reason it's all blank in this area right here is because it's basically telling you what you should be doing is saving your daily interest until you get to the point where your next reinvest gets up to the next tier. And that next tier is in the $5,010 range to $10,000, okay? So that gives you an additional bonus. Now, you'll start to see as that year starts to go, on 30 days into it, 60 days into it, that $5,000 reinvestment period starts to get closer and closer and closer together. You get it, you're getting it. So as it continues going, we'll go down to the part where you hit $10,000, which puts you up in the best tier with the best bonus. So as you can see here, all this has been accruing. Here's your first $10,000 reinvestment loan. Now, same thing. All of that sits and accrues. You hit another $10,000 loan, and another one, and another one, and another one, and you keep going. Every day, that interest starts to build. Every day, as your principal balance gets upwards of $90,000, $100,000, your daily payout is going to be upwards of $1,000, $1,200 a day. Now, as you keep going, let's go straight to the end of the year where I want to be. Your investments go up to $12,000, $13,000, $10,000, $10,000, $11,000, and it keeps going up and up and up and up. 365 days. This is the end of year 3. On the average, you should have around $600,000 in the platform, as long as you never took any money out and kept putting your money back in, and your daily interest with your bonuses for your principal balance is gonna be about $6,000-$7,000 a day on the average. That is amazing passive income. It's not a get rich quick, like I said before, is a 3-year process off of only $100, but here is the end result. As you keep going, your every day $6,000. If you decided at this point in time that you wanted to just live off of that daily interest and leave everything else over there to continue making money for you, because remember, this is passive income, you would be paying yourself approximately $2.5 million a year. Now, I don't need to live off of $2.5 million a year. So, again, like I was saying before, this is a 3-year plus investment for me, because I'm going to be taking a lot of that money and buying A, Bitcoin, B, Ether, Litecoin, some of the other digital currencies that are out there, the other cryptocurrencies that are out there, and a bunch of it I'm also going to be reinvesting back into the Bitconnect platform. Now, the only reason I want to do that is because more passive income is not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. You can do pretty much whatever you want to do and not have to worry about going broke. I mean, it's just that awesome. So I would show you the. You want me to show you the year four figure? If you never touched it, the numbers are just they're sick. They're just sick. But again, if you never touched it, year four figures, you're looking at about $40 million total because again, you're throwing ridiculous amount of money back into the platform. So your principal balance just continues to go up and up and up and up and up. And again, as that principal balance gets bigger, think about it. 1% of a bigger number is a bigger number. So I don't know, $171 million, but if that's never touching it. A lot of people ask, how is this possible? Well, it's possible because they're paying out only a small percentage. A lot of people would sit there and say, well, 1% a day is huge. Well, it is because we're accustomed to the centralized banking system and Wall Street taking its lion's share of the trade for itself and disseminating what they want to, for everybody else, for the investors. Now, I'm not going to sit there and say that Bitconnect isn't doing it because they are keeping a large percentage of it, but we, the investors, are getting a large percent of it also. And I would rather get 1% a day. Somebody told me, oh, it's like my 401k. They throw my interest back in and it builds up and gives me more. And I said, yes, that's true. It does. Once a year, it's not the same. I would rather take my 1% a day than 1% once a year. It makes more sense. So I was ecstatic when I did the research. I waited to make sure people were getting paid. People were getting paid. People are getting paid. People are going to continue to get paid. They came out, like I said, with these other platforms, staking. Now you can hold Bitcoin or a Bitconnect coin in your Bitconnect coin wallet and open it up to their servers, and as long as they can detect that you have a balance in there, they'll start to pay you a small percentage of the value that you have in Bitconnect coin, and they'll pay you for holding Bitconnect coin. So that's another way to make passive income. I'm thinking about staking, but I do have my Bitconnect coin wallet, but I need to make some more money so I can do that, so I can stake. Mining, I've looked into mining. I need some better graphics cards, for my big rig. It was top notch a few years ago and not so much anymore. But again, that's another opportunity to make some extra money, is to mine the cryptocurrency. Now, Genesis Mining, I need to take a look. I think Genesis Mining is doing Bitconnect, but I could be mistaken. So don't take my word on that just yet. I'll make another video later. But that's basically how that works. So now that you understand the process, how it works, and look, that was at $119, and right now it's worth $138.44 right here. That's one Bitconnect coin. So I think when I signed up, it was at $114, and right before my eyes, it went up to $115, at the time. So it did drop down a little bit, but then it bounced right back up. And then this is, at best I can tell, this is probably the best price I've seen since I started, and that was a little over a month ago. So $138.44 right now. Now, I mentioned earlier that you could see $0 days, and the possibility does exist that you can see $0 days. As a matter of fact, just the other day, I saw a 0.02% daily payout. I mean, it is what it is. Again, you have to remember that they're trading with their Bitcoin and your Bitcoin that you buy in with. I've seen 0.21. Look at this day, 1.44%. This day was only 0.52%. Terrible day right here, but that's fine. Here, look at this, 0.98. Tomorrow's pending for 0.87. Earlier in the week, I had one that was like 1.97% or something like that. So it's just one of those things. On the average, though, right now the 30-day average is 0.94, and that's actually pretty exceptional. In the last 6 months, 0.89, is the 6 month average, you know. So last 7 days is a little bit low, but again, your month average, it comes up. It's a volatile industry. It comes up, it comes down. On the average, though, 0.9% is what you can expect. Uh, that's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of it. This is how you get to it. You just click on Lend Bitconnect, click on the volatility software link, and it'll show you this, chart. So it's not hard right now. Since the last time I reinvested, let me see. I started on, what is that, September the 6th, and my first reinvest, I think I was a day slow on it, was on the 18th. And then my next $10 reinvest was on the 28th. So in the next few days, I should have enough in my lending wallet to reinvest another $10 and get back up there, And I think that's going a little bit quicker than what you guys saw in the charts, you know. So again, like I said, if you wanted to cash out, it's not hard. Just click transfer. It'll transfer over to your Bitconnect wallet, and then from there you can sell your Bitconnect into Bitcoin. So I mean, that's not hard to do. Sell sell your Bitconnect coin. All sell it. Once it's sold, it'll show up in your Bitcoin wallet, and then from there you are free to withdraw it, send it to your wallet, whatever you want to do with it, it's there. I've already done it. I've done it with small amounts. I had some leftover Bitconnect coin, and this is right before staking came out. So I ended up transferring that out to Bitcoin, and then moved that Bitcoin into my Bitcoin wallet. So, I don't remember if that transaction will show up or not, but it's there. Again, it's I think this is going to revolutionize the entire cryptocurrency platform, the industry, if you will. They were the first ones to do this. Others have come and gone just the same. Now, are there scam sites out there? Yes, there are, and I've already seen 2 of them disappear. They came, they took whatever they wanted, and they left. Now, I just don't see Bitconnect doing that. And to further that, if they do come out with this smart card, again, it's going to further legitimize it, and it's going to further emphasize that they're here to stay. And I honestly believe that they're here to stay. I mean, once you have your own blockchain, there's no real reason for you to shut it down and leave. It's like Bitcoin shutting down and leaving. They're not going to do it. It's just not going to happen. It wasn't built that way. So if you guys are interested in doing this, by all means, you just click on my referral link, and it'll take you straight to the sign up page for Bitconnect. Just don't forget, you're going to have to buy in with Bitcoin, so you'll have to sign up for GDAX. I prefer GDAX. I have a Coinbase account. I'm going to register for my GDAX account, and even though they're owned by the same company, it's the same back end, GDAX doesn't have any fees. So the other one is Bittrex. I still have yet to sign up for Bittrex, and but either, again, the key is you have to buy Bitcoin. Once you buy Bitcoin, you'll send it over to your receive address over here, and then once it ends up here, then you're free to go ahead and do your first loan. So again, if you're interested, click on my link. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions. I'll be on my YouTube page from now on, all the time, making new videos for how to do this. I'll be talking about different things about cryptocurrency and the markets and what they're doing and what's going on and stuff. So on that note, if you have any questions, please, feel free to respond, make a comment, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Y'all have a good day.